This is Thomi, and today we're going to be doing a shorter variation of the Beach Babe and maybe put in a little bit of the Surfer Girl in this haircut application. Both of those cuts are part of the Caribbean Quick Cut collection. We are going to get this hair ready and we'll be back in just a second. We are back with Thomi, and we are going to do a combination cut on her. It'll be the Beach Babe and the Surfer Girl. In order to achieve this cut, I have banded her in the top section right here in the top of her forehead in the center of her head. We've allowed all this hair to stay out just because it wouldn't reach into the ponytail band. So that's just going to lay there for just a moment. We are going to establish her desired length as well as remove some of the bulk from her hair from this banded section. Thomi and I spoke earlier, and she's not a huge fan of a short fringe. So, keeping that in mind, I'm going to allow this to keep some length. We are going to be using the Sweet Tater today, and it is a larger 8-inch shear. It is designed to use on heavier, thicker hair. A great shear to use if you're cutting off a bunch of hair for locks of love or that sort of thing. And today we're going to be just removing, she has a lot of hair, it's thick, it'll allow me just to pinch this hair together and just cut it to my desired length. Now I'm going to go in with the 14-tooth whisperer and texturize this quite a bit. Actually I'm more debulking than texturizing, just to remove as much of this as I can. When I do that, I like to take smaller sections, twist it, and then take my shear and just open and close it all the way down. Now with this shear, it is a great shear. It's not absolutely necessary to do the open and close. You can just do your cut and slide out if you were doing a normal texturizing. But because I'm twisting this, it makes it a little more challenging to do that. So it is necessary to kind of open and close that as it comes down the hair strand. I want to make sure that I get all of the sections from this pony, and I just want to twist, then take my shear and just open and close all the way down. Twist and cut. Take my next section. I'm just going to do this through this whole ponytail. Twist and cut. Now this does take a bit of time, especially the more hair your client has, the longer it's going to take. The twisting keeps it from having solid cut marks, especially on blonde hair. That's really important because you can a lot of times see every cut that you make. The other thing I'm being careful of is I'm not completely closing my shears each time I do it. So let me show you that. I'm just kind of partially closing them all the way down. I'll just keep going until I run out of hair. Be careful to take smaller sections to help save on the longevity of your shear. It's not really beneficial to them to try to cut large amounts of hair all the time. When there is a need to cut large amounts of hair, there are larger shears that you can choose to do that. For texturizing purposes, you also want it to have different lengths. You don't want it to have straight cut marks, so this works out really well for that too. This probably is not a carpal tunnel friendly way to do this. It's probably a little more on the carpal tunnel inducing, but it just allows for a much cuter, softer, fringier look. And these are known as the whisperers, and that's because it just allows the hair to just lay wispy and flow to the head form. So this is a little monotonous, and it's also a little awkward for your client having their hair right in front of their face, so be conscious of that and try to help them to feel a little more comfortable. And you can this is a feel thing, and a little visual, but more of a feel thing. You can kind of see where you think it might be bulkier. Just remove some of that hair and look again, just to see. Also, let your client know that because you're doing this technique, possibly when she washes her hair for the first time, she's still going to be losing some hair. Well, she's not losing healthy hair, she's losing hair that you've released already. Another option, if your client had a lesser amount of hair, I would say about half the amount of hair that you see here, would be to take your fishbone through and do the same thing. Now, you wouldn't necessarily twist this hair. You would want to take tinier sections and maybe twist it a time or two so that that fishbone would run through there a little bit more easily. Okay, again, it's just a feel thing. I want to separate this. I kind of want this to start to look like a pom-pom. I want to kind of just swell up or separate as it's drying a little bit, just to give me an idea of how it's going to lay in. I feel like maybe there's a spot here. Besides that, I feel like we've taken out a good amount. So I'm going to go ahead and release this rubber band. I'm going to comb this hair through. Now let me comb it out of her face. We are ready to cut the back portion of Thomi's hair. I've banded it. I've brought all the hair together to the center of the top of her head back here, which is known as the apex, but it's where the head meets at its highest point. I'm going to take this hair and do the same exact thing as I did to the hair in the front. I'm just going to pull it up piece by piece, twist it around, and texturize or release some of that hair, debulk it. She has a lot of hair, and one of her biggest issues is not being able to get it to move. So this is going to allow her hair some movement. Possibly it'll dry in half the time that it normally takes her to do her hair. This is a great technique for somebody who's not crazy about a lot of layers. Now, layering is not an issue here. I'm just trying to get rid of some of this hair. I'm going to give her more of a flowing look, and when you get really heavy, thick hair, you end up with a bulky, chunkier, heavier look. And we don't want that for these particular cuts. Thomi's also a mother and needs a haircut that works to free up her time. I'm just taking this and twisting it. And you could use your 25 tooth texture shears also to do the same thing. These tend to remove more hair, chunkier hair, just to release this. And that's kind of what more of the look I'm looking for right now. I wouldn't use less than this. I think 14 teeth would be the less I would use. You know, you have the option of a 5 or 7 tooth. I feel like that would release too much hair and give it a little different look than what we're trying to achieve here. And this hair is going to continue to fall out for a while. When I say that, again, it's not coming out from the root, but where I'm just taking a lot of this out. So when she combs her hair, a lot of it will be coming out. This is just going to allow for that softer, sexier perimeter. And we've just about got to where I want to. Again, it's a feel thing. You just see this hair fall. This might be a little heavy right here. Now I could have done this very same type of thing without putting this in a ponytail and sectioned off the hair section by section. I'd still be here in about another half hour doing the same thing. This just frees me up to get the desired look that I want in less than half the time, more like a quarter of the time. Okay, I'm going to release this band. I'm going to comb this down and get that hair out of there. We're going to go to the surfboard top layering. I've switched to my large curved C-shaped Bonika shear. I'm going to take about an inch mohawk section and pull this straight up. These shears are in a C shape or a curved shape. I have the option of cutting with them in this direction or this direction. I refer to this as convex and this is concave. For the surfer cut, I want to keep it in the concave position. When I do this concave, it's going against the shape of the head, which helps to create more of a kick-out look for the surfer cut or the wave layering. If I cut it in the other direction, I would be following the shape of the head. I just want to take the hair that is on the round of the head. The head is divided up. If you lay your comb right here, that would be the flat. Transition would be the roll, and the top would be the round. So the hair that is on the round is the hair I'm concentrating on at this point. I want to take that hair, pull it straight up, and cut to my guide. I'm just going to move forward towards the front, pulling up section by section. Put your head up. Just releasing the hair that is longer, pulling that straight up. I'm cutting on a plane in my mind that is parallel to the ceiling and parallel to the floor. I'm just going to move to the front till I run out of hair. It's very tempting when we're doing this layering to want to go in and even this up. The cut should have little wave type layers in them. So resist the urge to go back in and straighten it up. It's going to pull that next section, that last section straight up. I just want to go through and split this down the center, put some of that section on either side. I just want to go through and pull that up and tie that into that layering. Just getting rid of that point. We're going to continue this layering technique all the way around to the other side, just to remove this line right there. Spin you just a little. There we go. And put your head back up just a little bit. There we go. Great. Just keep pulling this up. Keep your shear concave. And the final thing I'm going to do with this cut is some facial framing. We'll go ahead and move into that now. Go ahead and put your head back up. And straighten this up just a little. This frontal fringe is right here. There's not short bangs here. I'm going to section her off about an inch back. Just move some of this hair out of my way that I'm not working with. Take your shear in the position where it will frame the face. You can see how with it being curved, we automatically have a facial framing position here. I'm going to go back and just release some more hair. Pull it down from where it lives. Use your fingers to shift that around just a little and then cut. I'm going to take my final section down. And there probably isn't any more hair to reach to there. Yeah, maybe just that little piece there. We're going to move to the other side and do the same thing. Take about an inch section, push this back, coming down from where it lives, curve, put your shear in the correct position, and cut. Take the last section down and do the same thing. All right, that will complete the cut, the combination Beach Babe and Surfer Girl cut. I'm going to go ahead and get her styled out so you can see the finished result. This is Thomi, and we finished her styling. This was the combination Beach Babe / Surfer Girl cut. You can see the layering's just a little bit different for the Surfer Girl cut. That would be the Beach Babe layering where we ponytailed and ponytailed. We left her with a longer fringe because she's not real comfortable with a shorter fringe. I'm going to comb that back and just let this be kind of messy and carefree. I used the Bonika mid-size C-shapers, the long C-shaper, the Bonika 8-inch Sweet Tater, the 14-tooth Whisper,